The worst thing that can happen happened. I even can't put my socks on, so I don't even need to think about training. Discipline isn't always pushing through. Sometimes it's knowing when to stop. The last few weeks I was on a roll, in flow. Back-to-back marathons, long rides. I felt strong, consistent, like everything was clicking into place. Looking ahead to my double ultra triathlon coming up in 10 weeks, I just had that quiet confidence. Until so yeah, here I am, on the bench. Not quite sure what the next step is, but still quietly hopeful. Because I know I'm in good hands at least. Of course it's not the worst thing that could happen, like I said earlier, let's be real. There's always worse in life, but these joints inflammations, they are nasty. I've had SI joint issues before, pubic bone inflammation, and these are the kind of injuries that don't scream loud. They just linger for weeks, months, never fully gone, never fully fit, and that messes with your head. It's there every day. When pain feels familiar, you trick yourself into thinking it's the same old thing, as I had lower back stiffness for basically my whole sport life. But this time it wasn't the same, and now I'm here. Really no need to write "get well soon" in the comments. I'm okay, I don't need sympathy. I just have to take full responsibility for my body and the choices I made. Still, I have to admit that I feel kind of stupid. Literally just uploaded a video titled "How I Train Smart" 2 weeks ago. And now the sports god said, let's test that theory. The good news is, I've got Daniel Holz. He's an osteopath, physiotherapist, chiropractic, and just wonderful soul all in one, and someone I really trust completely. He knows my body better than I do, and today he made it clear I've been ignoring the imbalances for too long. So this is the result. He resetted my body, completely full body, and now I have to rest. Let things settle. Maybe 5 days, maybe longer. And then we figure out the next move carefully. Actually having a week off now is way better than having stress for 3 months later. And I feel kind of responsible now to tell you guys, because of course when the pain came up we didn't stop and recovered immediately. When you run out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off. I was out for rides, pushing with friends, but of course it actually just made it worse, so I wasn't able to move anymore.
So even though I can't inspire you to train heavily this week, maybe I can inspire you to take a breath whenever your body tells you to next time. And just do things you really love and haven't done for a while because you're training so much. Like me, really scripting a few videos I really want to do for you guys. Or preparing
My absolute favorite go-to summer coffee recipe. And that mindfully, not rushing in between training sessions. It's quite easy, but I don't see it that often, so I thought I'd share this with you guys. It's basically a double espresso, foamed plant-based milk, 10-12 cups of ice, a tablespoon of brown sugar, all put together in a cocktail mixer, shake till mixed and then enjoy it.
Okay, so I fixed my position, my saddle position, I hope, to have a more comfortable position for my hip, my lower back, as I figured out that that could have been one of my reasons that I had it in an aggressive front degree, and we now did it to actually 0%. And that is actually another sign that you shouldn't just do everything other guys do on YouTube, because it did put me into an injury. So, and I had some comments about it already up front that someone wrote like, he's never going to get how you can ride in a position like I had. So yeah, lesson learned. And I'm curious how this is going to turn out in the future, if I feel more comfortable riding like this, but we will see. Not today, not tomorrow, maybe in a few days. Actually texting with ChatGPT, sending pictures of the setup and now adjusting it, trying to have him as a bike fitting trainer available was very helpful. Not saying ChatGPT always has the best trustworthy opinions, but I think it did help me to figure out with some thoughts on my own and then riding with some other guys in the community. So that's about fixing the bike. Now I have a coffee date with my wife, so let's go to the next chapter of the day. I think every athlete knows that it's especially in those times where you have an injury that you feel like you would do so much volume today, you would do such good trainings today, and you feel lazy and undisciplined, but I can recover like it's my full-time job. So here's what I intake, especially having an injury: beetroot juice, lemon. I just mix all of them together. I almost feel like I kind of deserve it after talking so much about being injury-free, training smart. I think that's basically how life works. You shouldn't talk about it too much, because actually then it's coming and And once again, we did the same mistakes we always do. Like coming back from the Dolomites, I felt like my lower back is hurting already. But I thought, all right, man, you have been 10 hours in the car, you've been riding, and you did a lot of training. So kind of normal, right? As I had the same issue with my back 4 years ago, there are days where I always felt this numb pain exactly at that joint. But still, I should have been smarter. And if I would have listened just these 2 rides 2-3 days earlier, maybe I would be back at training already. Let me know, how do you solve these things? Do you just train through it? It's not like having a flu where it's quite logical what to do. I think there are several approaches to these kind of issues, and I think years ago I would have went to a doctor and try to get, those screens and find out what I really have. Now I really believe in having a good osteopath, physiotherapist, chiropractic, whatever you call it. Let's call it a body guru, because I think we shouldn't put them into little drawers, right? Man, I'm so happy that I found Daniel 4 years ago when I had this back issue the first time, because he did change my life in some way. Because actually, I need to get one book. Wait a second. This is a book from Kelly Starrett, and actually it's like a Bible. And a good physiotherapist, he's not trying to sell you massages, or you have to, you come there with a problem or an issue and he's like, oh yeah, we need to do 10 times of this and that. Actually, Daniel, and that's not just because he's very busy, but at the first time I was there, he gave me everything I need to do at home. And he basically told me, like, it's not about coming there for a few times and then it's going to be gone. It's like, I have to accept my disbalances, what I have to do to solve it, and see my body as a whole. And I really like that, and I respect that he's not trying to get money out of patients that are desperate for help, because I think that's what people could naturally come to, right? And he did give me this book, which was mind-boggling to me. It's from Kelly Starrett. He's a CrossFit guru in the United States, and this book is basically like, whatever you have, there are things in it, but there is a very important, like, first 100 pages about the body in general, and this really did change my life to understand some parts of it. And I always find myself reading there, and yeah, this is just a little recommendation, and I think a good athlete needs to have this at home. But yeah, I once again find myself giving advice here, but honestly this week I really don't feel like. Of course, my purpose of this video is to give you an update, but also on the other side give you some advice, like that I hope that you will be smarter next time. I really hope you are not going to be in a situation soon where you have any issues, but when you will, and at some point I think every athlete will, then maybe remind yourself of this video and take it serious, maybe a day earlier than I did this time once again. I still feel made sure that I did not train, even though I could have done with painkillers, etc. That's what I would have done 10 years ago. Maybe it's also realizing that now having a kind of community I'm very proud of gives me some responsibility. I always had this quote in my head, training when I was younger, that I don't know where it's from, but train or live your life like you're filmed by a documentary team. And honestly, now filming my life, it kind of is like I'm my own documentary team, and just by you watching makes me accountable. Yeah, it makes me accountable that I'm going to be a better athlete, a better person, trying to think about what I can give to others, which is you. So thank you. I think just the past weeks did make me a better person already, and really thinking about what I want to do in my life. And it's definitely help at least one person looking for a good osteopath in his area, or getting the book and getting wiser about his body. This video had a purpose already. And I really want to say, don't always take me as a role model. Just take what's useful. And if they means working on your weak spot before they get you, then this video was worth making once again. And I promised to myself today already, looking at the mirror, that I'm a bit angry about myself, that I know that I have put my heart and soul into training, but not into mobility and strength training for the area that needed it the most. Yeah, I put all my hours in training, family, work, the past months, so I did miss out on it, and now I get my results from it. So I'm still very hopeful that this doesn't mean that I can't do a good double ultra world championship triathlon in basically 9 weeks. But it does mean that I become a better person at one point once again. So, and I don't know exactly when I will be back, but I know that I'll come back stronger. And the last 2 months for the double ultra triathlon preparation, I will train like a fucking pro, like a professional would, every day. And then for the future, I take my mobility as serious as you can imagine. So that's it for the end talk of this video. Catch you in the next one, and take care.